I know this isn't Pinterest, but if you want to make a piece of original art and you're short on, let's say, technical skill, here's a project you might enjoy. I recently discovered that if you take a panel of wood and trace the grain and then color it in, it's going to be a landscape. I love making art, but I hate selling it. Making is an interior process and creative. Selling, exterior and administrative. They're basically opposite activities. What does this mean for me? Two things. One, I have a ton of paintings because I put no work into selling them. Like this rock and roll hand, or maybe it's saying I love you. Or this couple that's taking a selfie for some reason, some flowers to look at. Or these bunch of lines that when you back up, it becomes a donkey or something. This lady, this landscape, and the skyline of Minneapolis from 1989. This painting that's trying to escape from itself. Some more lines, but this time a landscape. And this work in progress where I'm painting hash marks on the canvas in order to count how many hash marks are on the canvas. Okay, here's the second thing not wanting to sell art means for me. I have no idea how much to charge when I actually do list them. I don't want them to sell. Oh, I think I might have just answered my own question. 1 second. That ought to do it. How to price art when you don't need the money. I'm in the same situation as a lot of other artists. My income comes from elsewhere, so I don't need to sell my paintings. On top of that, I love what I make. So how do I price a painting when I don't need the money and I don't want to part with it? Is it based on the cost of materials? No. I got the plywood I painted this on from the garbage. And the price is so high, I don't even list it. Do I base it on my time? Again, no. I spent less than a day on this urinal plumbing. Am I going to charge accordingly? No. So how do I choose? I ask myself, how sad will you be to no longer see this painting? And then I start adding up dollars in my mind, in my imagination, until I feel sufficiently less sad were I to be paid that amount. And that's the price. I joke that I price my paintings to not sell, but I do sell my paintings, and even though they're priced to minimize my unhappiness, I'm sad with each purchase. But when I take a step back, I'm happy that it makes me sad. Because that means I created something of value, not just to me, but to at least one other person. The poignancy I feel is proof that I injected some value into the veins of the universe. And that all of us can do that, and do in different ways every day. Wild. 2 ways to fight creative block. One is boring and stupid and I hate it, and the other one's fun, and you've probably never heard it before. First, the dumb one. Just force it. That's where I'm at right now, forcing it every fucking day. Except for the days when I don't. Everything I do these days is a goddamn grind, and I don't mean the cool kind of grind where you go to a bro-y seminar and talk about working 100 hours a week and buying Teslas. No, I mean the struggle to not hate yourself because you don't currently have the capacity to live up to what you know you're capable of. It's not pleasant, but you keep faking it, and here's why. This is the good part. I have faith that forcing creativity is the most likely way to make it become unforced again. Because creativity doesn't come from nothingness. The creative high that we're all chasing, the zone, it comes from forced creativity. You gotta give the flow something to flow from. Alright, the second, more fun way to fight creative block. Be a fucking hack. Seriously, just be a shameless imitator. Who cares? All art is imitative. Just own it. Pick an art form you're not good at, then copy someone who is good at it. And here's where the magic happens. You're not skilled enough to emulate them very well, which means you just made your own thing and it seems original. Nobody's gonna know. They're gonna know. How are they gonna know? Anyway, follow for more hacks that are really just dubious mind games.
One of the greatest things about being absolutely disorganized is that you forget you own things. It's amazing when you find a drawer, for instance, full of stuff you have no recollection of. I was looking for a dictionary in my studio this morning and I opened this drawer thinking it would be empty, but it's full. I have no idea what's in here. Let's see what we find. All right, a book of Picasso's work. Cool. Some watercolor paper. Nice. That'll save me a trip to the store at some point, unless I forget I have it again. My Deep Thoughts books. You remember these from the 90s, right? Okay, here's one. Sometimes I think I'd be better off dead. No, wait, not me. You. Okay, art book, art book, art book. This is another art book, but I gotta stop for a moment to shout out Midway Books in St. Paul. Their bargain basement has cheap creative inspiration for days. Another art book, a badly drawn person that turned into this painting. Okay, some more sketches. I'm not much of a drawer, but let's see what we have here. My wife reading to the kids, a parent and child, that's what I see anyway. And a rough sketch of urinal plumbing? Okay. All right, what's under this board? It's a semicolon sitting alone at the bar. A semicolon sitting at the bar. Let's look at that again. I barely even remember drawing this. Look at them, they're so lonely. Who else wants to share around at the semicolon?
I want to share something with you from this incredible book. An art critic reviewing Richard Billingham's photographs of his parents, this one was of his mom in their tiny tacky apartment, concluded that every wrong with the picture is right with the work. Every failure of the image is success for the art. Such is the aesthetic of our times, a desire and effect of fucking up so completely and yet with such confidence and control that one's medium expands. Damn.